Hi guys, I'm TK. Welcome to TK Tarot, or welcome back. I'm really excited to have you guys with me today because we're going to talk about something very exciting to me, which is meditation with the tarot deck. If you guys have been enjoying my videos, please take a second to like, subscribe, share with a friend that might be interested in learning a little bit about these cards, and leave me a comment, guys. I want to know what you think. I want to know what I can do better, what you guys have enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, and yeah, just let me know you're there. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Like I said, we're going to talk about meditation with the tarot card deck today. And I know that I've done quite a bit of talking about how the cards can be used for meditation. So we're going to talk about setting up a great meditative environment for ourselves. And we're going to introduce a few basic guidelines of how to meditate, a little basic meditation guide journey for you guys. And then we're going to cap it up with how to use the cards for meditating in your meditation. So I have my notes with me, of course. Guys, I write so many notes. So the best way to read tarot or to learn to read tarot is to practice. And practice makes perfect, as they say. But you're not going to find a lot of people who want their tarot done 50 times in a row. So you're going to end up practicing on yourself a lot, which is why the meditation space is so important. It's a space that is away from your daily life, and it lets you tune in and become one with yourself. It helps you quiet your mind so you can hear yourself think a little bit. The space itself can be anywhere you feel comfortable. It can be maybe, I like my dining room table. Some people would prefer their bed or their coffee table. I don't know, maybe you have kids, you'd like a closet. And then you just kind of want to spruce it up. Now today I'm in my friend Barry Dyer's studio, home studio, Barry and Marla's home studio. He's been really kind in letting me use these cameras and his green screen. I'm very excited, and to have his dog Penny with me. She just entered the room. I don't know if she's gonna make a lot of noise for us. There was a fly in here earlier. I felt like I had a true Hollywood experience. It was lovely. Trying to get the fly away from all of the microphones before we recorded. See, this is what I meant when I said the cards are hard to shuffle. They're very big cards. My cards, by the way, are the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. I'm going to link this in the comments. It comes in this great box, guys. So you've got the King of Coins here and the Queen of Wands here. This is great. I really love this box. It makes really great noises. I'm a sucker for these nice noises. I find it really relaxing, which is what your meditation space is about. I also have with me this cloth. It's a Turkish pashmina. It was brought back for me from Turkey by someone who cared about me a lot. So objects that make you happy or feel content are really good things to include in your space. Maybe you're into emerald or gemstones. I have a big hunk of rose quartz here, and then a little bit different of quartz here, pink quartz. Ooh. And I know some people are really into gemstones and that sort of thing. So if that makes you happy, include it. If it doesn't bring you joy, Marie Kondo it. Get it out of your space. The other thing I really like to do before I meditate, especially if it's a big question, is to take a nice long bath, a nice fragrant bubble bath, lots of oils and smells, and take some time to think to yourself before you get started. And then I like to dress up a little bit. I like to feel pretty. I like to put on my crown because I'm a pretty queen. And then of course with tarot you have this crown as a indicator of having a connection to the spiritual. So I like to have that kind of thing. If you have a favorite locket, a family heirloom, maybe include those. There's even an idea that if there's maybe a problem with if there's a problem you're having with someone in your life, you might bring something important about them into your space. It could be their picture, it could be a gift. And it's not because I believe that that's going to create some sort of psychic connection with you and them and the universe. It's because I think that having that kind of object to focus on can be very psychologically helpful. It can help you figure out, maybe bring some subconscious ideas forward while you read the cards. So that's a thought there. So once we're all bathed and pretty and we have our favorite pieces of jewelry on and we have all of our stuff laid out, we're gonna just stop for a second and we're gonna take a few deep cleansing breaths. Close your eyes if you want to. You don't have to. I'm going to. So we're going to breathe in. And out. And Penny is going to have a fit. Bye, Penny. Now we're going to do one more deep breath. In. And out. Good. That's fantastic. Let's do one more, and we're just going to think about breathing in and breathing out, and that's all we're going to think about. We're not going to hold any questions in our minds or worry about anything. We're just going to take a deep breath in and out. Maybe think of the air as white light pouring through you. And as you breathe out, all of the negativity, all of the confusion just kind of flies away. And that's how we start a meditation. That's how you start most meditations, is some deep breaths, clearing your mind. In fact, my mind is so clear, I need to check my notes. There is a second part to a meditation, a grounding meditation, that is just 5 things I can see. So I can see my pashmina, and I can see my crystal. I can see myself on the screen over there. I can can see all kinds of things in my little cheat book, like I like to call it. It's very nice. I like it. And then maybe 4 things we can hear. I can hear my cards tapping. I can hear and feel my cards shuffling. Maybe notice some smells happening. What smells are in the room? Does it smell like some incense you're burning or some oil diffuser you have on? I like peppermint. That one's my favorite. And maybe something you can taste. Maybe you have your coffee with you, or a glass of wine, or a bomb diggity martini. I'm not saying I had one earlier. I am saying I feel bad for what happened to the keyboard. It's fine. So now that we've grounded and centered ourselves, we can start to really enjoy our space and bring the cards into our meditation. So we need to think about what it is we want to ask the cards. And while we think about that, we're going to sit here and shuffle our cards. Shuffling cards is a lot of fun. For me, I like to, sometimes I just sit there and watch TV and shuffle my cards. And I play with the way that I shuffle them. It can, you know, you can try all kinds of things to shuffle your cards. Especially these, because they're so big and it took me so long to learn how to shuffle them. And I like to listen to the cards when they behave. Yes, I really like that. That noise, that shuffly, and then the little wind that kicks up around your hands. So now that we're focused and shuffling, we can think about our question. And of course, my question has been pretty much the same, which is, will my endeavors bear fruit? Be fruitful? Lead me to good things? Am I on the right path? I think that's an interesting question to do, is, am I on the right path? So, we're going to do a basic Celtic cross. And you can see it a lot better this week. You're going to be able to see it a lot better. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to ask the question, am I on the right path? I'm going to think about it while I shuffle my cards. You can cut the deck. You don't have to cut the deck. You can say your question out loud. You don't have to. Okay. So I'm going to do a full Celtic cross this time. Last time I didn't do a full Celtic cross. Well, I did end up doing a full Celtic cross. But I hadn't intended to. This time I very much intend to. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip out the cards. I flip them out like that. So here I have the question itself. Kind of this mysterious hidden secrets card. It's the moon, as you can see. So I got the moon as my question. There's some hidden mysteries, some hidden layers here. And next time I hang out in Barry's studio and bring in my own stool. Whew, this thing don't have a back, y'all. So then what's in my path? And we have the King of Wands. That's very interesting. That's a very, I'm going to give that card some thought. So the next thing I do is the passing influences and the underlying influences. So this is a momentary influence. This is a influence that stays around a lot longer. Then I'm going to do the past and the future. Interesting. And then I'm going to flip 4 more cards. The first one is how I see myself. The High Priestess. No surprise there. We've got matching hats. This is my home. The people I live with and my physical home. And the people that are closest to me. And so right now it says to kind of expect a wedding, which is interesting because I am expecting a wedding for some people that I'm close to. So that's kind of neat. Then we have my hopes and fears. This is the Page of Cups. This is me worrying about starting an emotional journey or being unaware of an emotional journey I'm on. And that makes a lot of sense for me. It may not to you, but it does to me. And this is the Ultimate Outcome card. It's a Major Arcana card, which is really cool. It is upright. It's something I don't subscribe to a whole lot. I'm much more of a spirit of the law type of person than a letter of the law type of person. But I do find that sometimes I have a more upright, stringent bent to me. Do things correctly, you know, that sort of thing. Things I would say. But this is about being spiritual, and maybe that's what I'm doing with the cards here, is I'm yes, very much, you know, the Empress in a lot of ways, but the Hierophant has his own lessons. It's okay to have some rules laid down. Boundaries are good. Maybe that's what I'm missing here in my question, is about developing better boundaries, because I have put a lot of work into this channel, and so have some other people that I really appreciate, and all of you guys for watching it, so I really appreciate that too. I don't know if you can hear my friends in the other room, but they turned on the video camera and left me alone. They're gonna help me. Barry's gonna help me edit it later. It'll be great. So my question, the moon, there's some secrets here. What's in my way? The King of Wands. And the royal houses, just so you guys know, next week we are going to start on the Minor Arcana. Hashtag Tarot Tuesday, live on Facebook at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join me there if you can. If not, of course, I will edit and upload it to YouTube, either on hashtag Tarot Tuesday or hashtag when I get around to a Wednesday. That one kind of works, when I get around to a Wednesday. So this guy, the King of Wands, he's got so much cool stuff going on. He is in charge of that fire. Check him out. He is the bomb diggity at that fire. He rules it with an iron fist. And so that may be my problem, that I'm trying to explore something feminine and ethereal, but I'm trying to also, I'm kind of getting in my own way, and that I have all of this very masculine, go get it energy, which makes sense for me, because right now in my life, I would normally have that. I don't normally teach tarot on YouTube and Facebook. I'm usually, I do sound for live events, like concerts, like theater, like anything where somebody needs a microphone, which is how I know somebody with a studio. And somebody I've worked with for a really long time and I really care about. So I could be getting in my own way by continuing some of these more masculine traits rather than surrendering to the mysterious and the feminine mystique, you might say. In the recent past, I've been a Queen of Cups, very giving, very loving, all of those things. And I like to think I have as much as I can. But this is in the near future, I'm going to have a Five of Cups moment. If you look at the Five of Cups, he's very interesting. And here's why. I don't know if you can see it in this camera any better. He is so disappointed about these fallen cups right here, right? But if you would just look behind him, there are 2 cups standing full. 3 even. But he's so concerned with these 2. It's kind of a sad card that you can't see the good in your life because you're so focused on the negative. And that's kind of what this is saying, which is interesting because now I can meditate on that lesson. I can think about, what does the Five of Cups mean? Am I being less than grateful or less than giving in my life because I'm too worried about things that are behind me or in the past, or that I couldn't have stopped or fixed? Or, do I want to try to fix some of those things? The next card is the nostalgia card, so maybe going backwards is not the worst idea with the Five of Cups. A passing influence here is the King of Coins. And that makes a lot of sense. Also, got some royals going on, which is cool. So that's the King of Coins. And that could be somebody with money that's going to pass through my life, or someone who is generous, but very well balanced, in charge of his money flow, might pass through my life. That'd be nice. And the underlying current of this would be the Seven of Coins right here. And so that speaks to 2 things to me. The first one is that it speaks to wanting to be a little, I'm putting shadows on my faces, on my face. I'm putting shadows on my face. And worst actor ever. So the Seven of Cups talks about femininity and the growth, and the Seven of Coins. The Seven of Coins talks about femininity and growth and being bountiful. It's a good card to get. It's a nice card. And I think that it might be telling me that I need to focus a little more on those energies because they're right there underneath the surface. And I don't get to practice them all the time because I don't always get to practice being in my feminine nature because I'm a roadie and I'm a sound guy. So it's kind of a nice thought that that there's still all of that undercurrent for me. Like I said, obviously I identify with this lady. You know what? He is a king. He might be trying to get in my way. Stop me from reaching my own bliss. Don't love that. Watch out for guys that blow through town. Don't even stop. Like I said, my home life right now is really nice. I'm expecting some really good things from all of this. All of the energies surrounding me right now. I have some really good friends. I have some great stuff happening. Maybe it means I'll meet somebody worth getting the help out for. Who knows? And like I said, the Page of Cups. Pages are very interesting because they're talking about realizing there's a journey to be had. This is an emotional journey, and I'm afraid that I'm going to mess it all up. And that's just my anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety right now. I just do. I always do. That's part of who I am, if you know me. But I think too, having that show up means I don't have to listen to that fear. Or I should examine it. And that's the part where the meditation comes in. Examining your feelings. Because between an action and a response is either a reaction or a breath. And I wish I came up with that. It was Viktor Frankl from his book, Man's Search for Meaning. It's an incredible book. But he talks about having a space, because if we just react to external stimulus, we're always going to be in that, in this non-thinking mode. But if we stop and take a breath and think about what we're doing, then we can make a choice of how to respond to that stimulus. And that's really important to me. So keeping on with my Page of Cups over here. And then apparently the day will be saved by the Pope. I don't know if that's true. I do know that it means that I will end up being a little more strict. Not strict, that's the wrong word. I'm going to end up being a little more ceremonial. I'm not going to do all my videos like this. They're not all going to be calm. I'm going to have guests. I'm going to do lots of different stuff. Speaking of lots of different stuff that I want to do, I have a list, because of course I have a list. I am me. So, astrology within the tarot is a fantastic one. I've been wanting to do that. I've already been taking notes and doing research for that video. Obviously, I want to explore the minor arcana with all of you. I really do. I want to take it suit by suit, because each of the cards have different meanings. It's not like all fours mean the same thing. They really, really don't. How to come up with your own readings? Like I said, this is a reading, a spread that's been done for a long time. It has definite meaning to it already, but you have the ability to begin your own way of looking at the cards. Maybe you like to draw 6 cards for people. Maybe you like to draw 9. It's up to you. That leads me into another thing that I really want to discuss, which is psychology and tarot, psychology and sociology in tarot, because I know divination itself is a way for humanity to seek control, especially in uncertain times when we don't have answers. And so that's a very interesting sociological connection with tarot. But there's also a lot of psychological, because people are we put our own thoughts on the cards as well as what the cards already say. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Hierophant, and that's because of my personal issues. That doesn't mean it's not a good card. It doesn't mean that upholding the letter of the law isn't a good thing. It just has to be balanced. So I think that's kind of it today. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, if you enjoyed what you saw, if you want to see more, if you have something to tell me about myself, if you want to say that I'm pretty, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share on the face space or in Messenger or in a text message, tell someone that there's a new tarot teacher in town. And I do still have time for readings. I don't charge money for them usually. So if you want a reading from me, go ahead and contact me in the comments and I will find a way to get that to you. We can set something up. I'm so happy you guys joined me and I can't wait to see you again later tonight. What? And we'll do a little AMA, a little Ask Me Anything, and we'll talk about the first suit of the Minor Arcana. Thank you again, and I will see you # next Tarot Tuesday. Bye, guys.